This is the beginning of a series I'm going to call Hardcore Skyblock. Now, if you're not familiar with what Skyblock is, it's a game mode in Minecraft where you start in a void. There is nothing else here. It's just my starting island. A few exceptions, which I'll get to later. But you basically you build your way up. You build your way up from almost nothing. Now, normally you have a few extra pieces here, and if you're familiar with Skyblock, you may notice that there's no grass for one, and also there's no starting chest, which means no starting lava and no starting water. And that's part of the reason why I'm calling this hardcore, because not only do we have one life, but we're really starting from the bottom. It's going to be a little bit of a grind here at the start. And let me start chopping down this tree while I talk. There are a few changes I have made to the game to fill in some gaps in crafting chains, some items that you can't normally obtain in Skyblock. For example, dirt in mycelium. Unless you have that to start, it's impossible to get it. But I've added in a couple crafting recipes that we will unlock later in the game that will let us fill in those gaps. Now, I should mention that this entire world is generated by a mod called Skyblock. I'll link it in the description. It's a great mod. It also has added a few features to the game that are pretty necessary for the hardcore Skyblock experience. There are a few trades added to the Wandering Trader. For example, lava buckets. Because normally we wouldn't be able to get lava. There's no renewable source of lava in the game. So we can get lava eventually, and we can start generating cobblestone eventually and move our way up the tech tree, so to speak. Let me go ahead. I want to make sure I don't lose any saplings. Let me put a little platform out there. And we're going to go all the way down. Capture this dirt. Yeah, like I said, there's a few extra recipes, or I'm sorry, a few extra trades that wandering traders will have, like lava buckets, some other things that aren't normally obtainable or renewable unless you start with them. Nether wart, cocoa beans, flowers, certain types of flowers, that is. Although, probably could, unless I'm misremembering, get those flowers in special biomes like flower forests, maybe. But those are default vanilla recipes. Nylium or nylium, I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced. Those can be bought from the Wandering Trader, and a couple other things. I'll list all the changes in the description next to the mod itself, so you can see that. Yeah, let me. Ooh, scared myself. I thought I was falling. There we go. We got two of them. That's good. That's good for now. Let's just go ahead and plop these down. Actually, let's first. I want to put these in a easier place, so let's build this platform out a little bit more. But yeah, I mentioned there's a few structures. There's a few things still in the world. The end portals, they still show up in the appropriate places. So if we throw an eye of ender, it'll take us to an end portal. Of course, getting an eye of ender will be a little bit of a challenge in and of itself. The silverfish spawners next to those end portals, those are still there. And the return portal in the end, that will also still exist. I'm going to be very careful not to lose this dirt because we're not going to be able to get any more dirt for a while. But other than those things I've mentioned, there's nothing else in the world. There's no strongholds, there's no end cities, there's no nether fortresses. Although the bounding boxes, if you're familiar with what that means of those nether fortresses, those are still there. So we'll be able to build farms for those nether fortress mobs, which will be really important for our progression. Yeah, let me plant these here. Get these start to grow. Let's put that one there, I guess. And this one can go here. That's fine. We'll build up the dirt platform, or the wooden platform eventually, and get some more space. Yeah, there are a few items which I haven't really incorporated yet into the game. I'm not exactly sure how to do so elegantly. Like, for example, shulkers and shulker shells. Those, because end cities don't spawn, neither do they. And I haven't thought of a good way to introduce those, whether that would be through a rare drop from a mob. Maybe I could have the Ender Dragon drop shulker shells. I know there's data packs that do that. Same thing with Elytra. I'll probably have the Ender Dragon drop both of those, just as a way I can obtain those, because those would be nice. There's a few other weird things that don't that I won't have access to. Certain mobs that don't respawn, they only generate once, that I won't have access to. I maybe will eventually incorporate those into the game somehow, whether that's through some, like I mentioned, some rare drop from a mob or some mechanic that's maybe not utilized as much, so I have a reason to go out of my way to build some weird farm. But basically, that's going to be the feature, the focus of this series is going to be lots of farms to get all the little things I need. I'm eventually shooting for completion. I want to try to get everything that I could possibly get. Everything that is obtainable, I'm going to get. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit slow here at the beginning. I'm going to wait for these trees to grow. Hopefully I get some apples from these oak trees, because that's going to be my only source of food except for rotten flesh for a while. Because I don't have grass, I can't get seeds. But yeah, I'm going to let these grow, and then I'll be back when I've expanded this platform a little bit and planted some more trees. All right, a small update here. I've expanded the platform out a little bit. Planted some more oak trees. Just trying to expand the amount that I'm growing so I can speed up this early game as much as possible. One thing I'm having to do here, because it's about to be nighttime again, because I can't sleep and obviously I can't die, I believe it's this night, phantoms are going to start spawning. So I'm going to have to stand underneath this thing the whole night. I'm not even going to risk dropping down that tree because I don't want any phantoms spawning, because any amount of damage I take is going to drain my hunger, because food is such a limited resource in this early game. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm only going to get apples and rotten flesh, and maybe I'll get lucky and get a carrot or potato from zombies in the near future, but food is going to be a really limited resource, so I really need to avoid taking damage as much as possible, which is why all of this is half slabbed. So all of that is spawn proof. I don't want any spawns, any monster spawns here. Not until I build a farm for them, that is. But yeah, just gonna keep growing up some trees, work my way towards building a primitive little mob farm and start getting some early drops. So I have expanded this platform a little bit more. I have 25 little spots here to grow some trees, which I think will be a fast enough supply of wood that I won't need to wait around anymore for it to grow. So now I actually want to get down to Y0 because as you can see, I'm at Y62, 63. And if I want to get some fast mob spawning, I need to go down to the bottom of the world because it's just how mob spawning works. It checks from top to bottom or bottom to top. I can't remember, but it checks all the blocks that you've placed. So if you're at Y0, it's a lot faster. However, it's pretty hard to build downwards unless you have water. Because normally what you would do is just place a water bucket. You'd create a little waterfall over the side. You would swim down the waterfall and place blocks as you go. But I don't have water. So we're going to use a different method. Let me show you what that method looks like. It's kind of weird. It's kind of goofy. You want to find the edge of... it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was going to find the edge of a chunk, but it's all right. I think I'll just go over to the corner. Go down right here. So that's the hole. That's where we're going to go down. Need to break these out. Place those down. I guess I could have left those two as slabs. Yeah, let's put them back. Just because it's it's going to bother me. Let's put them back. All right. So put one here. Shoot. That needs to be like that. Put one here. Great. And then you can crouch over here. And boom. So now you're kind of down in the floor. And if you shift click on this trap door, it'll put one the next block down. You can get rid of this now. And now we can actually put this back. Dang rain. Hold on, let me turn that down. There we go. Yeah, so now that's actually down a block. You see it's kind of poking down. So what we can do is break these blocks again. And we can go down a block. So now we're down one. We want to get rid of this. And we just repeat the process. Keep going down. Like this again. Down a block. And dig it up. And now before I get too low, I want to make sure I build some ladders. Because I don't want to have to stack my way all the way back up once I get to the bottom. But yeah, I'm just going to continue that process all the way down to Y0. Build a little platform down there, and then I can start working on a mob farm. And it should be pretty fast. All right. So I made it down to the bottom. Down at Y0. That took quite a long time. That was a pretty tedious process. But yeah, I made it all the way down. Built a safe little ladder chute, so there's no chance I'm falling off of here. I'm not taking any chances. So now that I'm down here, I can start building a mob farm, and I can start getting some drops from hostile mobs. Important things I'll be wanting to get is iron from zombies. That's really important for our progression. Bows and arrows from the skeletons will be nice. Be able to use a bow. That'll be the best weapon I'll have for a while if I can get some of those. Any armor that the mobs drop will be the only armor I can have for a while as well. So that'll be nice. I need to get some string from some spiders so I can build some beds. Get some wool and get some beds, or a bed, so I can start skipping the night and not have to worry about phantoms coming out to murder me. But yeah. I have an idea of what kind of farm I want to build. So let me take it over there to show you what that looks like. All right. Welcome to my creative world. I have been working a little bit on a waterless mob farm because we won't have access to water for a while. I needed to figure out a way to make this mob farm work without it. And it's using a mechanic, a pathfinding mechanic of mobs where they look for solid blocks to pathfind to. So as you can see here, these are the platforms the mobs spawn on. It's really dark. I've extended this all the way out to here. This roof all the way out to here, so it's light level 0 in there. And we are as close to the bottom of the world as we can get. Right down here is Y0. So this is about as fast as we can get this without optimizing it. There are changes I could make probably to make this better, but without putting it in too much effort, this is pretty good. So they spawn in here, and then there's this drop chute. They have to go down all the way down here, where I can kill them. And the way that they fall into that drop chute is this big chunk blocks right here. This is completely solid. They will spawn in here, attempt to pathfind to one of these blocks chosen at random. And in doing so, they walk right into this chute because they think they can walk through the trapdoors. And they fall down and I kill them. And it's completely waterless, so, and I mean, the whole thing's made out of wood, made out of oak, so I could build this with the materials I have right now. And I've actually made another change here that it's kind of weird looking. This bottom here, this is, I guess, what you call the AFK version. You can just stand down here. They'll fall down to their death. Boom, there we go. And you just pick up the drops. But the problem is that some of the drops I need, specifically iron from zombies, you can only get if you kill the zombie yourself. So I could sit down here for hundreds of hours. I won't get any iron. So what I need to do is go up just high enough so they don't fall to their death. And because I don't have any pistons or anything or any good way to close this, I just have to place a slab in there. And now the zombies who fall in here, for the most part, should survive their fall. And I could just kill them with a sword. However, there's one problem with this spot. It's too close. This spot is too close to all of these platforms that if I'm standing there, it'll actually block spawning on these platforms. I can't really think of a clever way to get around that without using redstone or water or some other mechanic which I don't have access to. So I think my best option right now is just to come up here, do some killing, then go down, wait about 5 minutes, let some mobs fall up on that platform, and then go back up. and start swinging at them again. Yeah, so I'm going to build this now in the Skyblock world, in the survival hardcore world, and hopefully I don't kill myself in the process. Back now in the hardcore world, I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to wait until the next episode to build that farm, because it's, well, for one, it's pretty big. It's a lot of work, but also it doesn't let you kill spiders, and I do need to kill a few spiders so I can get a bed. At least enough spiders that I can get enough string to make 3 wool to make a bed. And I want to establish some sort of base. Right now I'm just living out in the open, and that doesn't really suit me. So I have an idea for what I want to do with that, but first I want to get those spiders taken care of. So I'm just going to build something really simple down here at Y0. Just going to go out about 30 blocks or so, build a small area for mobs to spawn on, and then just lure them over with myself, with my body, and kill spiders till I get enough. So let's head on out. Need to go out at least 24 blocks for mob spawning to start happening. And I want to build it so that it's safe, that I'm protected from skeletons and creepers specifically, because those could be very dangerous. Oh yeah, and one mod that you may have noticed in the last clip in the creative world is this light level mod, which is great for spawn proofing. You can see right there, there's this little, here, let me get a better look at it. This yellow X, that tells me that this block can spawn mobs when it's nighttime. As you can see, these planks don't have yellow X's because those are bottom slabs, they're spawn proof. So this is great in any playthrough, but especially Skyblock, where having one spawnable block in a weird place can just be a disaster because spawn rates are so high. Did I just lose that? That was weird. Anyway. Great mod. It's just called light level indicator, I think, for fabric, Minecraft fabric. And it's configurable, so there's different settings and things. Would highly recommend. All right, so I said I need to go out at least 24 blocks. Let's see, what is this? This is negative 200. At least out to negative 176. And let's just build a little bit here. So let's go, actually, we got to go up so that it's spawnable. So now see, if I turned it off, but if I turn it back on, the light level indicator, you can see these are now spawnable because they're full blocks. And this doesn't need to be huge. I don't want it to be huge because in case something goes wrong, I don't want there to be just a million mobs over here. So we're going to build this, and I want to build a little trapdoor contraption. So let's make some stair steps. Just high enough so that mobs can't jump back out. And then let's put a little trapdoorage. Oh wait, no, let's go up one more step. Just so it's in the right place. There we go. And we'll go ahead and fill that in. Whoa, oh, yeah, fill that in. This doesn't need to be huge. We just need to... This is all temporary, so I don't care if it's ugly. Just need to keep those mobs in. Let's see a few more. And need a little killing area right here. Then let's build my own stairs, but on the side here, so I can get into this. Actually, yeah, I need to get into this zone to be able to attack, so let's come right over here. And we need another trapdoor right here. So they think they can walk across this. I'll just stand right here. They'll try to come get me. Skeletons are going to be pretty bad. Ooh, it's nighttime. All right, I'm gonna hide until daytime, just because phantoms could be dangerous. So I'm gonna sit here. I'll be back when it's morning. All right. So the nighttime has passed, and actually, while I was sitting there through the night, I realized that this little contraption I built here is kind of unnecessary. I don't need to build a trap or a contained area, or lead them from an uncontained area into a contained area. I should just build the contained area around the spawning platform. So I'm going to tear this down, build a little wall around there so they don't fall off, and try to get some spiders. All right, so I have built the new platform. As you can see, I tore down that little mistake that I made and built up some walls around this. So now, to turn on the light level indicator, this area is spawnable, so they'll spawn in here. I walk away, they should spawn, and I can just come back into this little safety chamber I made and just whack away at them. And hopefully a creeper doesn't explode in my face. Let's see what happens. Oh wait, it's daytime. Nothing's going to spawn right now. I need to... let's see, need to build up to at least here. Give myself some more half slabs. And I just realized it won't be dark in there unless I close this off. So I'm going to have to close this off temporarily. Alright, so now we should get some spawns in there. Unfortunately, I can't really look and see. I'm just going to stand back here for a few seconds. Should be pretty fast because that's literally the only places mobs can spawn. If I go back, hopefully we hear zombie. Couple zombies. It's a creeper. Gotta be careful about him. A spider though. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here till I get enough string that I can make a bed, and then probably tear this thing down. So, a little update here. I was killing some of the mobs in that little mob farm I built, and a baby zombie rushed out and attacked me, and I was down to half a heart before I made it up onto this ladder. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Yeah, I didn't think about that's 1 block tall, so of course I can get through there. I need to fix that. Holy cow. But I only need 1 more string, so I'm almost there. All right. So I finally have 12 string. So I can finally make a bed and go to sleep. And I may be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure now that I think about it. Phantoms don't spawn unless you're above a certain height. So I think I'm safe down here. Phantoms won't spawn down here. So it's kind of a non-factor. But if in case I ever need to go back up there during the nighttime, I'll want to reset my sleep counter. So let's just do it anyway. And I don't want to accidentally fall off the void, so just in case something weird happens with these half slabs, let's give myself a little bit more room. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Next time we'll get to creating that mob farm that I showed you, and get some iron maybe, hopefully. Get closer to getting some water. Alrighty. See you next time.